up, everybody? My name is Dimond. Welcome back to Noir Cinematic. This week's video was a viewer's choice. Viewer's choice is a segment that I plan on doing on my channel once a month, once every 2 months. I don't know when, but I'm definitely going to do it. And I give you all the viewers 2 options to vote on. You guys vote, and you let me know which you guys would rather see out of the 2 options. As you guys can tell by the title, the winner of this week's battle is streaming services. The other option was for me to talk about Fear Street Part 1. So what I'll do is just talk about all 3 in the trilogy, and I'll post that video after the 3rd one is released on July 16th. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do so now. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed, and a bigger thank you to those who have shared my videos with your friends, your families. It does mean a lot to me, so please keep that up. Please continue to support me. I'm very, very passionate about what I'm talking about, so it does kind of make me happy to know that there are people in this world who actually want to listen. I was really thinking about how I wanted to do this video, so I think I'm just going to kind of rank my faves of streaming services, why I rank them, and I'm probably going to do a couple of them that I don't really like or don't really feel is worth spending your money on. I just think that's the best way for me to tackle this subject. So when it comes down to selecting a streaming service, it's really 2 factors that it really all boils down to: the price and the content variety. Now look, I will talk about some that you guys would probably be like, Diamond, it's only like $4, but it's not really about the money. If the variety isn't there, I'm not going to want to spend it, even if it's $1. It's just, if you're going to pay for a subscription service, you want to be as satisfied as possible. A lot of people are turning to streaming services now as alternatives to cable, so that's why price is pretty big deal to me, because if I'm going to use all these services together to make up for another service, why would I want to spend so much money and wasting money on a service that isn't really giving me all I'm looking for? Yeah, I guess I'm going to start off with a couple that I just kind of feel like are overhyped and not really worth what you're paying. The first one that I feel is kind of overrated is Paramount Plus. And I feel like Paramount Plus is overrated is because as of now, I don't think that Paramount Plus is really offering anything different or anything really monumental for why, you know, people should really invest in it. Now, they do have their 1-week free trial, and they also have a 25% student discount, but if you're just going to pay for it, the price that you're going to pay is $4.99 a month, which isn't bad at all. The only 2 shows that I hear anybody really talking about on Paramount Plus is the iCarly reboot and Why Women Kill. I did hear that Why Women Kill is really, really interesting and really funny and really does keep, you know, you drawn to the television, but are 2 shows really enough to make me pay $6 a month for a streaming service? No. I guess if you guys are interested in Paramount Plus, go ahead and try the free trial. I'm sure that you guys will, you know, find something that you really like. So Paramount Plus has BET, Comedy Central, CBS, Nickelodeon, MTV, and the Smithsonian Channel. Out of all of those, I really only watch BET and Nickelodeon. And even then, when it comes down to BET, the shows that I watch are all in the BET channel app, as well as BET Plus. So again, nothing to really keep me going. Same with Nickelodeon. I mean, if I watch anything on Nickelodeon, it's really going to be like SpongeBob, and that's on Amazon Prime. Like, it's just on, it's other ways for me to watch the shows that I want to watch on Paramount Plus on a different service, if that makes sense. But I do like that they offer student discounts, so if you're a student, take advantage of it. I wouldn't, but hey. Another one that I would honestly say isn't really worth paying for, that's pretty overhyped, is Prime Video. And the reason why I say I think that Prime Video is overhyped is because if you do not have an Amazon Prime account, you will have to pay $8.99 a month, which really isn't bad, but the variety that you get on Prime Video, to me, isn't worth $9 a month. Prime Video doesn't really have, to me, the variety of comedy, action, drama, horror, blah, 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 that I would want in a streaming service that I'm paying almost $10 a month for. But when it comes down to the horror, suspense, thriller, action department, I really do think that that is somewhere where Amazon Prime does excel. Amazon has this deal with Blumhouse, which if you guys have seen Paranormal Activity, Get Out, Split, anything, it's the little shadowy girl that walks She's laughing and there's a rocking chair and all that stuff. That's all Blumhouse. Amazon has a deal with Blumhouse to create 4 Amazon Prime original movies: The Lie, Black Box, Nocturne, and Evil Eye. I've only watched Black Box and The Lie. I've watched the trailer for Evil Eye and it does seem really, really good. I just haven't started watching it yet. And Nocturne, I don't have an opinion on because I haven't even watched the trailer for it. But the 2 Blumhouse movies that I did watch did allow me to see a lot of great horror, suspense, thriller type of movies. So that is an upside to it. I just think if you don't already have a Prime subscription, that I just don't think it's worth getting. The third streaming service that I feel is not really worth paying for is Discovery Plus. And I say that because Discovery Plus, yes, it is fairly new, but it actually does have a variety of stuff on there. It's too much of a variety, if that makes sense. So it has A&E, the Travel Channel, Food Network, HGTV, History Channel, and all that. I don't watch History Channel. I do watch the ID channel, which is Investigation Discovery. I do watch HGTV. I do watch TLC. I do watch the Travel Channel. So y'all are probably like, Diamond, if you watch all of these, why do you not have Discovery Plus? The reason why I don't have Discovery Plus is because on each channel, I really only watch 1 or 2 shows per channel. And I just don't feel like I watch each channel enough to make me want to pay the subscription. Now, the subscription service for Discovery Plus is only $4.99 a month, which is one of the cheaper services, but I just don't think I could pay the $5 a month to only watch 48 hours. You know what? Honestly, I'll watch anything on the Food Network. It's just not enough. It's just not enough to make me use Discovery Plus, which isn't a bad thing because the variety on Discovery Plus is there. Discovery Plus probably shouldn't be on this list, but this is, of course, my honest opinion on streaming services. And then, of course, you can also download the cable apps for each channel that you do watch, but what I noticed, HGTV is an app that I have on my TV, and I used to always watch it to watch, Flip or Flop, Love It or Listed, stuff like that. But when they started Discovery Plus, I did go to watch a show on that app and it was not working. All of the channel apps that are now Discovery Plus have done is limited, like really, really, really limited their selection within their own apps. And I personally just don't think that's a good thing to do. I understand that they're still, making their money from Discovery Plus, but now they're losing a lot of viewers because not everybody has Discovery Plus. So a lot of the shows are kind of missing their viewers, and if you don't have cable and you just solely rely on channel apps, you're kind of missing that audience by restricting all of the show's cable apps. Now, I really think that if they just kind of left a selection of each show on that HGTV app or the TLC or the Food Network app, and just had, exclusives on Discovery Plus, that would be a different story. But I think that moving everything from their apps to just its only streaming service is just, that was dumb. That was dumb for them to do. I put Discovery Plus into this category because I feel like they're not thinking more about their audience. I think they're thinking more monetary than anything. I feel like if you're going to have a subscription service and you're going to turn to the subscription service alternative, these are the 3 that you need to have, and this is why. The reason why I say I think that Disney Plus is a good one to have is because Disney Plus gives you Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic. It's hitting different types of audiences within their own channel. For me personally, we got into Disney Plus because we have Verizon, and when Disney Plus first launched, their initial deal was with Verizon. If you were an existing or new Verizon customer, you did get a free year of Disney Plus. So of course, by the time that year is over, you've already, put your time and heart into Disney Plus. So why would you cancel your subscription by then? So when I first started watching Disney Plus, my initial thing was, okay, this has, That's So Raven. Okay, this got the Cheetah Girls. Wow, like it had everything that I used to watch growing up, and it was more of a nostalgic thing. They had a Proud Family, the Proud Family movie. They just put the 13th Year on there, which is one of my favorite Disney movies ever. Luck of the Irish. Like it literally has everything that you used to watch growing up. And I think that's something that hitting that nostalgic feeling brings in its own subscribers. And then they have all their new original content, specifically with Marvel, having the WandaVision, Loki show. They also have Black Widow movie is coming out. all the old Marvel movies and shows. They even have the Marvel cartoons. They know exactly what to put on their service to draw in an audience, and they know exactly what to do to keep an audience. Some of their original movies like Soul and Luca are two of my favorite movies, simply because the animation is amazing, the directing, the storyline. Disney knows how to make money. They know how to keep an audience. They know how to create content that goes with the new times. I also think that this Marvel deal, which I know is a super old deal, but having all the Marvel content on there and then also creating Disney Plus exclusive Marvel content, how could you not love that? Like, if you're anything like me and you love Marvel, how could you not love that? And then, of course, they hit the Star Wars fans. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so that still doesn't really, affect me. Disney Plus is also in kind of competition with Discovery Plus. For years, Discovery ended up doing Shark Week, which is like a week long in August. National Geographic is doing a Shark Fest, and it's going to be on Disney Plus. It's just, I feel like Disney knows how to make money. They know how to keep people coming. They know how to keep their audience. They have a huge variety of movies, shows, documentaries, anything that you can think of, Disney Plus has. Black is King, also a very amazing exclusive that was on Disney Plus. I think Disney moves and markets with the audience in mind, and it also gives them room to create crossover content. Disney Plus released a short, which is a Simpsons and Marvel crossover called The Good, the Bart, and the Loki. It came out July 2nd. Make sure you guys go check that out. I think Disney Plus works for the convenience of not only the audience, but as well as themselves. So I think it's everybody helping everybody. The only downside about Disney Plus that I really don't like is if you guys do want to watch a movie that is on Disney Plus as well as in theaters, you will have to pay $29.99 additional just to watch that movie, and it is called Disney Plus Premier Access, which isn't bad. It's not mandatory, so your feelings don't have to be hurt over it. It's just something that I feel like does kind of affect my opinion when it comes down to Disney Plus. Not enough to make me not keep it, but just enough to make me be like, dang, Disney, like I wish y'all didn't. $30 on top of the $7.99 a month may not seem like a big deal, but if you think about it, say Disney releases a new movie every month. That's $30 a month for every single movie that you choose to watch. You do the math. If it's anything like the same rollout they did with Mulan, which I really don't think Disney made a lot of money off of that. And Disney actually did not make a lot of money from Mulan. I definitely feel like that paying $30 did probably affect the box office for Mulan. I don't think Black Widow would have that problem, simply because Black Widow is being released now that COVID is over. So they'll still bring in the actual box office money, but I'm sure they will still have that money coming in from the Premier Access. I just personally don't think it's something worth paying for. I just think if you're gonna pay $30 to watch a movie at your house, you can go watch it in theaters and get the whole theater experience. That's not enough to turn me away from Disney Plus. It's just something about Disney Plus that I don't like, but that's pretty much the only thing I don't like. Another thing that I did notice that Disney Plus does do is if there is a show or movie that you go to search for and it's not on Disney Plus, they do kind of give you when it's projected to come on. It'll say like coming fall 2021 or coming spring 2022. I think that's really cool. Even if it's not on there right now, it does kind of give the viewer an idea of when it's coming, which is something small, but it's something that I did notice that Disney does do that I actually do appreciate. Disney also has a Disney bundle deal, which is Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, all for $13.99. If you already don't have Hulu, that's actually a really good deal. It's kind of like you're getting ESPN for free, because the price you pay for Hulu and the price you pay for Disney combined will probably get you $13.99 or more. But I just thought that was a really cool deal. You could also have the option to upgrade for an additional $6 to Hulu without the ads, and we love options, okay? But I think that bundling channels like that is also a really good alternative to actually having cable, because now you're not missing out on Disney. You can still watch your sports and you can watch your TV shows that you could see daily if you had cable. So I just think that's a really good bundle to have. If you guys already aren't paying for Hulu and you're only paying for Disney, if you guys don't have any of those three, I think that's a really great bundle deal to take care of, because you're getting 3 services for the price of 1, basically. Which leads me to Hulu. I love Hulu. I think Hulu is a smart streaming service. I do not watch movies on Hulu. I couldn't even tell you a movie that's on Hulu. I only watch for TV shows. I don't even go to the movie category. I literally could not tell you a movie that's on there. And that's why I think that it's one of those apps that you need to keep, because it has literally every TV show. Every TV show. You just type it in and it's there. If you don't mind the commercials, I don't mind them. And plus, if you have cable, you can watch commercials regardless. They also have 4 different subscription tiers, I guess, which is good because a lot of services don't really have that much of a variety. Like standard Hulu is $5.99, and that's with the commercials, or you can get commercial-free Hulu, which is $11.99, or you can get regular Hulu plus live TV for $64.99, or commercial-free Hulu with live TV for $70.99. Even though those last 2 options are a bit pricey, think about what you're getting: live TV and Hulu. Sounds like a money saver to me. Now, look, this may sound really counterproductive, but I feel like it's kind of working against each other. I do wonder how many people actually pay for the Hulu and live TV service, because I'm not one that's really pressed to watch a show live. I guess I gotten super accustomed to just kind of binging shows that I don't really much care that things are live or not. The only things I really watch live is like Super Bowl. That's it. Maybe some award shows. But that's it. Like, it's not really anything pressing to where I need live TV. As far as the variety category goes, I think Hulu hits the nail on the head, especially when it comes down to TV shows. The Hulu originals are also very good shows, such as Little Fires Everywhere and the Gypsy Rose Blanchard story, which, if you guys haven't watched, please go watch. The stuff that little girl had to go through, the stuff that her mother went through, everybody in there just kind of went through a mess. That is something that really drew me to getting Hulu, is their original shows. Hulu also has an exclusive with Ryan Murphy, who is the creator of American Horror Story, where starting July 15th, Hulu will be getting American Horror Stories, where every week will be a new episode and a new story. I guess just to kind of prepare for the upcoming season that'll be coming out in the fall. This is really interesting. The first episode is about the Rubber Woman. If you guys are American Horror Story fans, you know, which was one of the mini plots from the first season of American Horror Story, Murder House. Right now, I'm kind of on this Real Housewives of Potomac kick. So I literally watch Hulu all day, every day. But I always used to watch Hulu when it came down to watching Snowfall. Any show that comes on the night before will be on Hulu the next day around noon. So that's just something that I really do like about Hulu. That's why I kind of feel that it is up there in streaming services that everybody should have, because it has the shows that you will be getting if you're paying for cable. HBO Max is another streaming service that I really believe is pretty up there in streaming services, maybe top 2 and not 2 type of up there. And I say that because when it comes down to HBO Max, variety could actually be the name of the app. Like, HBO Max gives you LGBT, it gives you Black stories, it gives you everything under the sun. And I think that's why I like it so much. Now, when it comes down to price, I will say that HBO Max is kind of out their mind. $14.99 a month for HBO Max. But if you guys do have cable, you can log in with your cable subscription and have the same access that you would have if you were paying $14.99 a month. I did not know that initially. That was very helpful when I did find that out, that you could just log in with your cable subscription services. HBO Max has the movies that you're looking for right there. I was looking for White Chicks for maybe 2 months, and it literally was put on HBO Max earlier this week. And also, their deal that they have with the movie theaters, where they get a movie a month and they stream it for 30 days and then they take it off, I think that's great. You can watch any movie that's any big name movie for the month that's in theaters. You can watch it on HBO Max for 30 days. So for the month of July, the movie that'll be on HBO Max is going to be Space Jam 2. And I think that's great. It gives people the option to watch movies from the comfort of their home without having to pay the money for the movie theater. I wish they kind of got all of them, but I mean, who would really be making money that way if they got every movie that was in the theaters? I also think that them putting the entire Harry Potter collection on there for a month was great. I wish they would have extended it to past a month, but I'm sure they'll end up adding them all back eventually. But I also thought that was cool. I think that HBO Max does a lot of strategic moves where they know what's going to bring an influx of audience and subscribers, and that's really how you got to do it. I think they really do operate on customer convenience. So by having that variety of new shows, of old shows, I've been watching The Nanny and Courage the Cowardly Dog, and those are so old. So it's just the variety that's on HBO Max is one of those things that kind of make me put it at number one, because you're getting like old variety and also new variety as well. Netflix, of course, is going to always have a place in my heart, in your heart, and the next person's heart, because Netflix really did start from the bottom. Netflix really did put the other streaming services on the map, and even to this day, I think Netflix got their foot on their necks. They're kind of losing to HBO Max, but for the most part, Netflix is pretty much winning. I think that it is pretty great that Netflix has come with more variety, but I don't think that Netflix variety is really up there anymore. I think that they get these waves of new shows and these waves of new movies that have people excited, and then while you're waiting, they just don't have anything to really make up for it. Netflix original content is definitely a lot better than some of their content that's just kind of put on there, but I think they just kind of put different content on there for convenience, such as Manifest. I think it's a great show. I hate that it got canceled, but I really do appreciate that Netflix did put that on there. And I also like that once Netflix has had a show for a while, I can kind of depend on Netflix to kind of give it a week or two before they put the new season of the show on their service, which is great. I think that Netflix always drops the ball when it comes down to their horror and scary movies. I just don't think Netflix got the people in there that's writing for them. I don't think they're making like the big scary movie deals that some of these other streaming services are making, and it's really affecting them. I really did like Fear Street, but I didn't like Fear Street in terms that it was scary, but that's for a different video. Netflix does often raise their prices, which is pretty annoying, because you'll be paying a price for Netflix one year and then gotta pay an additional $1 or $2 the next year, and it just goes up and goes up when they think that they slip by slipping in these little random pops of prices. But I mean, honestly, truly, if you gonna pay for Netflix, and they say that they raise the prices so they can, you know, accommodate other shows, but I think it's because Netflix is starting to make deals with heavy hitters such as Shonda Rhimes, and they're trying to cast bigger name people within their movies and shows, and they have to accommodate paying for them. So they gotta, you know, if you want to see this great person on your TV, you may have to pay the price. I mean, for the most part, you do get what you're worth from Netflix. I just sometimes feel like Netflix does kind of miss on a lot of occasions. So I'll just wrap the video up here. When it comes down to streaming services, ones that I think you should keep are Hulu, HBO Max, and Disney Plus. Netflix is kind of hit or miss depending on your preferences. If Netflix has a lot of variety for you, I think you should definitely keep it. I think they're really inconsistent when it comes down to their pricing and maintaining a set price. But Netflix does have their pros and cons. But it's just kind of like, you know, that family member that makes you mad, but you love them anyway. And 3 that I don't think are really worth paying for is Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus, and Prime Video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Next time I do a viewer's choice, make sure you guys are following me on social media so you can participate in that poll. I think that's it. So until then, see you guys next time. Bye.